So we are kickstarting this push session with the bench press for chest. So this exercise I don't usually do for my chest. I usually prefer to do a hammer strength variation or dumbbells, pretty much because I just feel it better in my chest. Often with the bench press I feel it heavily in my shoulders after the session and not really connect very well with my actual chest. I also find it just to be safer to use machines or dumbbells, as it's easy to keep your elbows tucked. But if you like bench press and that is your main exercise, or if you're more into the powerlifting side of things, take some consideration of the bench press. Maybe implement an eccentric, so controlling the lowering phase of the lift. Make sure your elbows are tucked, and also maybe adding a little pause at the bottom to limit the use of momentum. So on to exercise number 2, the only free weight exercise that I actually like, the close grip bench press. This is more focused on building up the arms and adding mass to the tricep. With this variation, you want to mainly be focusing on 3 main things: controlling the eccentric, taking the exercise through the full range of motion, so I mean touching the bar at the bottom and fully extending the triceps at the top. Again, we also don't want to bounce the bar at the bottom, so you might want to add in a 1 to 2 second pause for every single rep. So yeah, normally I wouldn't actually do a standing overhead press variation for the shoulders. I prefer to do it seated. But if you are going to be doing it overhead, there's a few things we want to consider. Making sure our spine is neutral throughout the lift. So squeezing our glutes as we're lifting the weight overhead, bracing our core and keeping that tight. Again, you want to take the exercise for its full range of motion, so fully extend the arms at the top, driving your head through as you're lifting, and also making sure that we're coming down to a decent level. So bringing the bar or whatever you're using to move the machine to at least parallel to your ears. Onto the isolation portion of this workout. With this exercise, it's the side lateral raise. We want to be focusing on isolating just the side part of our shoulders. So one way you can do this, or one way to think about this to make sure you're executing properly, is to think about scooping something up with your arm. That thought process should help you to just isolate using that lateral head with this exercise. Again, at the top of the exercise, when you get to the top where your arm's at its highest point, you want to be making sure that your elbow is finishing higher than your wrist. Let's make sure we're using the side of our delts and we're not going to cause any injuries or such with the shoulders. Again, another consideration, one thing you could do is maybe pause at the bottom to make sure we're not using too much momentum, and slowly controls the eccentric back down to your body. Again, not losing any tension at the bottom. So you don't want to stop or pause or touch the side of your legs. Instead, finish slightly above and then just carry on the exercise or the movement. So we're keeping that constant tension approach in the lift. Also, you want to try and keep your body as fixed and as strong as possible, so it's not causing any movement. Unlike me, I'm kind of moving my hips a little bit. You want to make sure you're completely isolated. This is probably because the weight was too heavy. Onto my second set, I dropped the weight to make sure that I can completely keep my body completely fixed, and the only thing moving is my arm and the side of my shoulder throughout the lift. This again, just make sure we're just isolating that muscle, not bringing any traps or anything else into it. So again, maybe just drop the weight for this one. See, we've got our first chest isolation exercise. With this exercise, you want to be focusing on bringing your elbow across your body. Don't focus too much about what your hands are doing, because in order for us to get maximum chest contraction, it's all about bringing the humerus across your body. So the hands isn't too much of a worry. We're more worried about bringing that elbow across the body, across the chest, and really squeezing our chest at the top. Again, a very high volume approach here works. Again, 20 to 25 reps works very well with this exercise. You're really going to feel the burn on this one. So pretty much with this workout, I've already pretty much worked 2 out of 3 of our heads of our triceps. We've worked the medial and the lateral head of the tricep doing our close grip bench press. So to finish off this workout, we're going to do an overhead extension, which is going to work the long head of the tricep, completing all 3 heads of that muscle group in this workout. The long head's that long dangly part at the bottom of the tricep. When you hit a front double bicep pose, it can give you that big outer sweep in the tricep, and really give you that size difference to your arms. So yeah, great one to just finish off this routine. Every single time I train triceps, I like to train all 3 heads, so the medial, lateral, and long head of the tricep. So guys, that's pretty much the full video, just breaking down one of my workouts, just giving a little bit more detail as to why I'm doing certain exercises. I usually post most of my workout videos on my Instagram over here. Just do daily little swipe videos of how I'm training to give you insight, but this one's going into a little bit more detail, giving you a little bit more insights into what exercises I'm doing, how I'm doing the exercise, what some of my thought considerations are when doing the exercise, because anyone can move weight from A to B. It's about how we move the weight and why we're doing that exercise, what is the goal and intention of doing that exercise to develop the muscles that we're trying to grow. But that's just a short one. I'm going to be doing more of these videos, voiceovers, kind of breaking down my exercises and just giving you more detail. I'm also going to do more videos on my nutrition side of things, what supplements I'm taking, what food I'm eating, why I'm eating that food, why I'm taking that supplement. For a lot of people, don't give you that extra little detail as to why they're doing things, which can help you with your own training plans, your own food plans. But anyway, that's it. Until the next video.